Tonight, it's Live with Vince Eliot. Live with Vince Eliot. Tonight on Live with Vince Eliot, this woman is making moves. It's movement artist Shanice Rollins talking about dance moves. She likes to move it. And keeping the show on track, co-host Erica Mack. Who's the Mac? Let's get it. Let's get it is right. That's right. It's another Tuesday. This is Live with Vince Eliot. Of course, you know who I am. I'm Vince Eliot.
And I am Erica Mack, and welcome to another great Tuesday here on the Vince Eliot Show. It's good to see all you viewers out there. Just want to remind you all to make sure that you go to YouTube and subscribe to the Vince Eliot. That is YouTube, and subscribe to the Vince Eliot, and make sure that you not only subscribe, but that you turn on your notifications and that you smash the like button, because it's very important that you smash the like button.
You can't just hit it; you got to smash it.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I hope everybody enjoyed the holiday, that we just had this past, a few days ago. I mean, everybody knows what the holiday was, right?
Right.
Of course, if they don't know, I'm going to have to clue them in. Saturday, January 30th was another trip around the sun for me. Yes, it was my birthday. I'm still celebrating. So, yes, happy birthday to me. Shout out to me. Everything else to me, it's my time. It's my time. So I had a great time on my birthday. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But Erica, we got a great show today. Yeah. I mean, we're celebrating, as you can see in our backgrounds, we're celebrating Black History Month. And the way we're going to do it on Live with Vince Eliot is we're going to celebrate with Black excellence. What does that mean, Black excellence? Well, we want to highlight what people are doing who are of Black descent, right? So we're talking about people who are doing their thing in business, people who are doing their thing in the arts, people who are doing their thing in whatever genre. We want to bring them on the show and highlight and showcase people who are doing things of excellence, who happen to be of African-American descent. And today is no different. It's the one we're kicking off for this month. We're going to do this every Tuesday in the month of February. And today we've got dance extraordinaire. She likes to be referred to as a movement artist. Did I say that right? A movement artist?
Yes, a movement artist.
A movement artist, yes. And her name is Shanice Rollins. So I'm looking forward to that. Erica?
Me too. I'm definitely looking forward to it, because that's it's definitely something different, and I want to be informed. So on the art. So
yeah, because we haven't talked about dance.
No, we haven't. But
so
I always tell myself that, I think God didn't give me all the rhythm that I needed, because I probably would never sit down.
You tell me you dance like what's her girl name on Seinfeld? I don't know if you ever saw that. She do that funny look, twist and dance. It's awful. Anyway, how was your week? She froze up. Or is it just on my end?
Yeah.
There she go. Talk to me.
Maybe it's just on your end. I don't know. But my week was great, and I did absolutely nothing but hang out with friends and relax the weekend. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty good. And bowling wasn't too bad. We beat one of the number one teams, so that was great too. So
did y'all beat them all 3 games?
No, we took 5 of 7, so that was good.
5 of 7.
Yeah,
5 of 7 points.
Yeah, it's based off of 7 points, and we took 5. So that's good enough for now. We should have taken all 7, but we all had very bad second games. So there you have it.
Y'all need me on the team.
Yeah, we do.
At least the old me. I don't know what I am currently. I was a pretty good bowler before, but I've been sitting out for a while.
I got an email about that this week. Somebody, as one of the high average women bowlers in the state, you should come do this tournament. And I was like, I don't do tournaments. I just bowl for fun.
Wow. Go get that money.
No.
I don't know. Is that gambling? I don't know.
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's
well
just
then get that
bonus.
money. Then get that
Yeah,
money.
it's just bonus.
Well,
Well,
look.
how was your week and your birthday weekend? What did you
Well,
do?
I was, it's funny because I started out like, ho hum, another birthday. That the night before, I wasn't really planning anything. We got a tradition in our household where if it's your birthday, you choose what the meal is going to be for dinner. You
Yeah.
get whatever your favorite dessert is, you whatever dessert you want, and pretty much the family caters to you on that day. And so, I wasn't really looking for anything special. However, my family surprised me and they were like, well, we know that you're working on a television show and you're working on a pilot and you need to go out of town to do that. So we're going to cover some of the expenses.
Oh, that was
My kids
super
were like,
nice.
we're going to cover the plane fare. And then my nephew called me. He was like, oh, really? So you're doing what? He was already in on. He's like, yeah, well, I got your room and board when you go. And then a friend of mine was like, yeah, he's going to take care of the car. And I'm like, oh, this is about to happen really quick because I was trying to figure out where am I going to get all this money from.
Wow, look at God, right?
So, yeah, yep. So me and another guy are going to go down and we're going to shoot this pilot in Florida. It's kind of cool.
You can't bypass how that door was open in
Yeah, yeah.
such an
God, I mean,
unexpected way. You're like,
it was an
wow.
unexpected way. Yep. So
And like you don't even mind that type of birthday gift, even though it's a
yeah,
work birthday gift. You're like, bring it on, give it
bring it
on
on.
to me.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah,
is they sold into my passion and my
yeah,
purpose. So it
absolutely.
wasn't even about the amount of money, which was a decent amount of money to spend anyway,
Yeah,
but it was more the value of what they were doing because
yes,
it was something that was very important to me. So I was very
yeah.
appreciative of that. And speaking
Did
of
you cry?
which, I, you know what? That's funny you say that. Because by the time my kids did it first, then when my nephew called and
Yeah.
he was like, well, you don't have to worry about it. I was like, what are you saying? He was like, I'm going to cover your, expenses for the room and board. I said, man, y'all not about to make me cry up in here. So I ain't no punk. I ain't crying. Um,
It's not tears.
I can say that the humidity made my eyes a little glassy, but other
Right.
than that, the allergies and things. But I did not shed a tear. Let's just
I
keep
love
the
it.
record straight.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that those of you who want to show your well wishes for the host of this show for the birthday, give to the show. Don't you have to give me nothing for my birthday. If you want to give something to the show,
Yes.
whether it's $5 or $10 or whatever, definitely use that information that's on the screen right now and give to the show in my honor. On Facebook, they give you an opportunity to give to your favorite charity or whatever for your
Right.
birthday. Well, something like that. Even though this is not a charity, it's still a donation. So we'll mention that
We
throughout the
are
show.
30.
Yeah,
We'll take it.
you guys can give towards that. Anyway, let's move on to other things like let's not talk about politics. Let's not talk about Trump. Let's not talk about civil unrest. There's got to be something in other news.
Another news.
And now for news you may or may not be able to use. News other than Trump, COVID, or civil unrest. It's in other news. Live from one of our remote studios, it's news anchor Erica Mack.
And welcome back to In Other News.
Oh my
I feel like
goodness, what you
I
got this week?
it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
So New York cleaning woman is gifted a penthouse by the residents. So this hardworking cleaning lady in the New York area, because of the pandemic, she had fallen on hard times. And so the building that she was cleaning, that she was a cleaner for, the residents in the building came together, put all their money together, and purchased her one of the penthouses in the building with a 2-year lease. So she has 2 years free rent there in the building with her. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom penthouse for.
Wow. And I'm sorry, let me get my pen. You said
That was New York, right?
this happened in
And
New York.
we all know how much these things could cost in New York. It's very costly, And so they're like, they love her. They love her spirit. They was like, she's kind of like a celebrity to them for whatever reason. And so that they in a sense of just giving back, they wanted to make sure that she was okay and that she didn't have that struggle right now. So I say kudos to them for coming together to so she
Wow.
had a place to live.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it goes without saying. First of all, let me just say that was awesome. I just love when people do things that, giving, the Bible says more blessed to give than to receive. And there's just a feeling there's a great feeling when you give that's even greater than when you receive. That being said, kudos to those people. But you know where I got to move to now. I got to move to New York.
Right. You want to
And
move to New York this
started
week. New York
cleaning
it is.
business. That's where I'm off to, wherever they giving stuff away. No, I wait for my own blessings. I know they're going to find me. I don't have to chase them down. They'll chase me down.
Absolutely.
All right, what else you got?
Billionaire launches drug company to offer low-cost versions of high-cost drugs. Mark Cuban, we all love Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and several other things, and Shark Tank extraordinaire, Mark Cuban. So he's launching a drug company to offset the cost of drugs to those who cannot afford regular, high costing drugs. And now what has happened, with the change in administration, the low costing drugs are just skyrocketed. Like, you was paying $30 for some basic insulin, and now it's like back up over $100. It's a little bit more than that. The last I checked, but yeah, so he's launching a company. The first drug is set to come out of that company by midsummer, and they're hoping by the end of the year that they'll have at least 100 drugs on market. And then they want to build a manufacturer down in Dallas, so that's jobs for Dallas area by the end of next year. So
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I
appreciate that.
Because here's the thing, I don't want to say that you're obligated, but it's just like when you have exceptional success, I just feel like, man, it is an awesome thing. I'm not taking anything away. Like I said, you're not obligated necessarily, but I think it's a great thing when people who have that kind of wealth decide, I'm going to do something to help people with my wealth. And I just, I really applaud Mark Cuban for that. I have a philanthropist heart, just not philanthropist pockets right now, but my heart is to give, and I love stories like that. And so those are the type of stories, folks, that you're going to hear on Live with Vince Eliot. Some of the stories are strange. Some of those are just heartwarming stories like this, because I don't know where Erica gets these stories from. But yeah, today they were just heartwarming, giving stories. And I just really I like to hear those. So we hear enough of the bad news. So that's some good news. So yeah folks, listen, I just want to remind you guys real quick. We need you to share. Go ahead and just share right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, share on your Instagram. Let people know to tune in so they don't miss the great content we got coming up. It's Black History Month. We're talking about Black excellence, celebrating Black excellence. Today, we're talking about the art of dance. We got Shanice Rollins, and she's going to be on. She's performed, she's taught, she choreographs, on and on. She'll tell you more about that shortly. But I want you to share this. Go ahead and share this with your family and friends. Let's get these numbers up so people are watching. And if you're watching on the replay, God bless you. We love you too as well. And so
share on the replay.
And share on the replay. That's right. And so and listen, we want your questions and your comments, things like that. So just get prepared for that. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back right after this. Hey everybody, Vince Eliot saying thank you for tuning in. Real quick, I wanted to invite you to become partners with us and contribute to our success. Our success is your success. One way that you can do that is by subscribing to our YouTube page,
The Vince Eliot. Click on the notification so that you are notified when we go live or upload new content. Secondly, please share this broadcast with your family, friends, contacts, Craig and them, Cud and them, share with everybody. Lastly, you can contribute to the success of the broadcast with a financial contribution of only $1.25 a week, $5 a month, or $60 contribution for the year by using the Cash App information that's on the screen, $ live with Vince Eliot. So thank you for helping us to bring information, education, inspiration, motivation, and yes, a few laughs to the world. Oh. Hey everybody, it's Vince Eliot. Listen, if you or someone you know has information, education, inspiration, motivation, even if they can bring the fun and you think they would be a great fit for Live with Vince Eliot, we are always looking for interesting guests with interesting topics, whether they're in the arts or whether they're doing some form of business. We want to hear from you. All you got to do is contact us at thevinceeliot@gmail.com. You never know, you could be our next guest. Y'all caught me off guard that time. I wasn't ready. That's all right. We back. We live. This is how it works when we back live. Welcome back to Live with Vince Eliot. And listen, if you haven't shared already, go ahead and share with family, friends, even people you don't know. Everybody needs to get some of this. We're celebrating Black excellence here on Live with Vince Eliot, and we got Shanice Rollins coming on today. And Erica, you know, I've been watching. I won't say I've been watching. That sounds kind of stalkerish, but I've seen this young lady dance, over the years, when she was a lot younger. Yeah. And, the passion and the talent in which she dances with is something to behold. And so she has gone to school. She has, she's professional, top of the line. So she's the real deal. And so I'm excited to find out what she can enlighten us on about dance. If you're interested in getting in dance, maybe interested in putting your children in dance, some things you should consider. We're gonna ask her, you know how we do. We're going to barrage of questions we're going to hit her with and see what she really knows. So we talk about performances. We talk about teaching, talk about choreographing. How do you get ready for dance? I mean, just so much we could talk about. So let me give her a proper intro. I got to change the music for her, hook her up, with something that's appropriate. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, she likes to refer to herself as a movement artist. Yes, Shanice Rollins is a Detroit native who now resides in Dayton, Ohio. She's a student, teacher, and performer of dance with over 15 years of experience. She holds a BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Dance, from Wayne State University. She's very versatile, trained dancer performing and creating work that deals with social justice issues and explores the impact of societal perceptions. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome my lovely, beautiful guest, Miss Shanice Rollins. Give it up for... See that hot air I blew? That was really the fans. They were cheering and hollering, but because we're virtual, you can't hear them, but they're in the background hollering and cheering. Welcome to the show, Shanice. How are you?
I am doing very well. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. Listen, I'm going to give you a quick 15, 30 seconds, if you will, to just introduce yourself to our viewers and say whatever is on your heart. Go for it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shanice Rollins. I am a movement artist. I don't necessarily just consider dance my only thing now because as I got older, I got into more things. But I am really excited to talk about dance today because it is my first love and my first passion. And yeah, I'm ready to see what kind of questions we're going to answer today.
Good deal. Good deal. Awesome. Well, I'm going to let Erica start off and hit you with a few questions. She's going to hit you with the left hook. I'm going to hit you with the right. And we're going to have our viewers just come in wherever they fit in.
Absolutely. Well, we're just going to jump right in and ask, are there any myths about dance that we may or may not know?
Any myths?
Yeah. Incorrect thoughts. Be a myth buster.
Okay, so this is one that I think is funny because I've had experience with it. So one myth that I would say is not true that most people can think that is true is that all dancers have smelly feet, and that is not true. That is not true.
Wow, I wouldn't even have thought of like
Wow.
Because like think about it, if you're dancing bare feet all day or like having your foot in a shoe for like 2 hours, don't know how many classes you have, and the sweat builds up all over your body.
My goodness.
So just think about it, but like not all dancers have smelly feet.
Wow.
I think that's a good myth to bust.
Yeah.
So I mean, but how don't know how would they come to that? I mean, people who play sports and all of that, they hard on their feet, they moving, running, practicing hours on a day.
Yeah.
But I guess they say, yeah, they do have athletes' feet and smelly feet. So
hey, listen, I don't know how that works, but I can say that not all dancers have smelly feet.
So we should assume that you don't have smelly feet. Is that what you're saying?
I don't.
You don't have smelly feet. Okay.
I never had. I was very blessed.
Put your toes up to the screen. We can tell by looking at them.
My toes.
Oh my goodness! Do all dancers have cute feet, or do they have no?
That's
not really.
Not true either. You can have some busted feet, and sometimes like dancers refer to feet as biscuits, so you can have busted biscuits.
Wow, biscuits! I'm assuming that's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's considered dancers' feet?
Well, a person who has like a really high arch, and like if they point their foot, that their ankle looks like it's broken.
Oh, like people wearing
a good foot.
Like a person wearing a high heel.
Yeah, that kind of shape in the foot is like very pleasing to the eye.
Never understood how women wear high heels and walk around on their toes like that just to look.
It's not a natural extent. That's what my grandmother told me. That
it's not natural at all.
Yeah, that's not.
But you're saying people with high arches are considered like to be dancer feet, quote unquote.
Better feet, yeah, because so it plays a whole part. So the high arch is a part of it, but then you have to look at their ankle flexibility to see how far it can point. And like sometimes the toes get involved too. So say if this is my foot right here. Right. So like this is a nice high arch right there. Yeah. But then the ankle has to point, and then it creates a really nice line. Dancers say lines a lot. A really nice line. Wow. But all people don't have good feet and can still be great dancers though.
That is true. That's true. And it was just funny that you said that to me, because I always like envy my husband. Like he has super high arches, and I'm like, how do you have arches like that? And like
exactly.
necessarily dance, but he can dance, and I think he just does it because it wasn't something he did as a kid. But like if you like really like told him, hey, we're about to do this routine, like he's really quick on his feet, and he's a big guy, and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. I'm kind of jealous, but yeah.
Well, that's a rare situation when the wife is jealous of the husband's feet. That is rare. So now, like, are there like natural? We talk about myths, right? There are people that are just naturally born dancers, or is everybody, start at ground zero, and some just have to train harder than others, or there are people who it just comes to them?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly would say, I don't know. There's a little bit of both in that one, because like some people are naturally really good at it. Like they started at a young age dancing with their family, so their parents put them in dance class. But some kids that do come in it and have to work for it, those kids could be something else too. That's one, like it depends on the person. I think that one depends.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about your story. How did this? I mean, take us back from, I was 2 years old. Give me the highlights. But how'd you get involved in dance?
So my mom put me in dance at the age of 3, and I started dance with one of my closest friends. We're still friends today because I went to her mom's daycare. So we started dance together at 3, and I loved it. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I would go every Saturday. I had like my little beginners class, but I'd like go home and dance all the time. And so like fast forward to 6, I was still at the same dance studio, and I got asked to be a part of our like performing and traveling company at the age of 6.
Wow.
So it was really crazy because I was always around older kids, but I was able to learn the choreography, perform the choreography, act old enough to like not get in trouble when we're out in public. And so I
Wow.
did that. Like dance was a part of my life until now, but like from that same studio from like 6 to 12, I had dance maybe 2 times during the week, but like Saturdays were like, 9 to 4. That was our deal. And if we might have a performance like Saturday night or Sunday morning.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. I knew at a young age that like I'm pretty good at this. Like
Yeah.
I thought,
And you enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it and I was good at it. Like I was
Was
like,
there
yeah,
ever a
this is
time
pretty
that
cool.
was there ever a time you were like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want to continue doing it.
Man, college is a different type of environment.
Wow.
It was it could have been my freshman or sophomore year. I had a hard time trying to figure out if I wanted to like stick through it.
Yeah.
Now, what was it about it?
Probably
Yeah.
I was gonna say probably like what was it the competition and the
It was the
scheduling?
competition. It was like up until that point, dance was always, I would say, more fun. It was more enjoyable. I didn't have to think about it. I went to an arts high school, and I thought that was like, okay, so college is like, very similar to this. Like I still have to dance to get the grade, but like in college, you have to dance even longer through your classes. And because I was on a BFA track, I needed to perform at least 2 or 3 times a semester. So I had to get casted into pieces. And so like I had to audition all the time. And even if I got in a piece, like I felt like if I didn't have like more than like, a minute on stage in a 20-minute dance, like why did I even need to be in the dance at
Right.
all?
Right.
So college was tough, but I got through it.
That's a different battle. That is definitely a different battle.
It is.
Oh wow. So I know like you talk about the ones that's like there's a gifting and then there's those that like can like just like pick it up, but like I think Vince you kind of asked this, but like can anyone dance? Is it like possible for anyone to dance, or is it sometimes you just be like no, dancing is not for you?
I think anyone can dance. I would not say that, dance is, I don't think it's limiting. Like, I feel like even people without rhythm can dance. They just dance to their own beat, like.
Oh, I challenge that. I'm not going to put them out there, but I'm just going to say somebody in the family will challenge that theory.
But it's not like, but also I feel like dancing for like fun or dancing for like being around family and gatherings is different than like a performance type of dance. So I feel like everyone can dance in the aspect of like hanging around your friends and family, even if it's just like, like silly moves, like, things you used to do as a kid. Like adults can still do those type of things. Older people can dance, I like to think everybody can dance.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're so
Yeah.
young and nice and naive.
But I've seen even those who like start off real shaky, at least they could do one move by the end of like, a training session or like however long.
Okay. All right. I got somebody I'm gonna send to you. Yeah.
One of those Mark wedding movies. You're like, I guess anybody can dance. So speaking of anyone can dance, what type of dances are there? Just as a whole, like what type of dances are there? There's styles.
So you have ballet, which is considered a classical training. You have modern dance, which is like the opposition of ballet. You have tap. You have jazz, hip hop, Latin dances like salsa, rumba, all those fun dances. You have African dances, and there's a ton of different African countries with a ton of different African dances.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, tons, more than what I just named.
Now you teach as well. As a matter of fact, before I even go into asking you about teaching, run down the list of everything you do with dance, because choreography is teaching. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so right now I am mostly teaching and choreographing like for myself. But in the past I've been a performer and like slash a collaborator. Like I helped come up with movement for shows and stuff. But yeah, right now I'm in my teaching mode.
So what dances do you teach? What
Right.
styles do you teach?
I teach Afrofusion, which is a combination of African style dance that I learned throughout my career and a mix of like modern style together. And then I teach advanced contemporary choreography, which is making up a combination and teaching it for the whole class. Like that's all we're doing. We're learning choreography to try to just keep running it and performing it.
So are you teaching little kids? Are you teaching girls? Are you teaching boys or both or older people? What are you doing?
The Afrofusion is a mixture of kids and adults with men and women and boys and girls. And then the contemporary class is kids and boys and girls.
Mm-hmm. So
okay, that sounds good.
I'm just trying to figure out if you could teach me
So what?
and I could do the spin on my toes or something. I don't know.
You're trying to do point?
I'm not wearing a tutu. Let's just get that straight. So, all right. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry, Erica. What'd you say?
So no, I was just going to say Afrofusion. I just want a better understanding of that. Is that more like, I guess, like the African tone with a modern feel, or how does
Yes.
that dance like, look? Because I can like sense it, but I don't like really see it.
Right. So I think it can be based off the teacher, and like how they want to teach it. Cause like, Afrobeats is really big. And so like they have their specific dance moves. But for me, I teach my students, a mixture of all of the African styles that I've learned over, the years. So in college, I learned Congolese, which is Central African movement, and then West African. So I infuse those two styles with like modern technique, like still using plies and tendus and like those type of words with them too. So that's how I teach my class. But I know it could be taught many different ways. And it's I do want to say this, in my class, the Afrofusion class, is more like in a studio term, is a community class or open class where anybody can take it.
Okay.
And not necessarily like a technique class where you're learning a specific technique to like grow and level in that technique. If that makes sense.
So you could teach me like hip hop and, how to do all these dances that y'all young folks doing, all this,
like the TikTok dances and stuff.
All of that. Did I do it right? I don't know if I got it.
That was okay.
That was okay. That was all right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you could teach that too?
I can't teach that. I have to stay in the loop because the kids that I am teaching are younger. So I need to stay like fresh with what they're doing too.
And you're in the middle ground. See, you're to them, you still kind of almost out the game because
exactly.
I won't give away your age, but let's just say you're approaching 30.
Yeah, so, I'm getting close, real close.
Yeah. So they look at you one way, but then you're still, to somebody like me, oh, that's little Shanice. She's growing up, because I saw, she's growing up, even though you're fully grown, 28. Once you start paying your own bills, then I consider you grown. Anyway, I digress. Listen, I just want to go ahead, Eric.
Because she mentioned in her class, where do you teach? What area?
So I'm in Dayton, Ohio, and the studio I teach at is called Modern Elements, and it has a sister studio called Funk Lab. So my Modern Elements host the more technical, like modern ballet, tap and jazz classes, and then Funk Lab is strictly their hip hop studio.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been talking about all this dance and you teaching dance and all that, but we don't really know if you can dance. I mean, we did see a little clip, but I think we should show a little bit longer clip so we can see what you actually do. Now, this clip, I don't even know if you know which clip it is. It's sort of like when you're on the talk shows, the late night talk show, they like, I don't even know what clip they sent. They like, you can tell us what it is after you see it. So let's take a look. Just look at maybe about 30 seconds of what you do. Let's take a look at what you're dancing.
We made that clip too short.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm responsible, but I mean, we should have gone ahead and let you get into your thing. And I can already see from that. Of course, I already see you, Dan. So I was just joking. Of course, I know what you can do. But if I try to move my body like that, you might as well just go ahead and get the stretcher, call 911. I didn't just put my back out of place and all that kind of stuff. But I can't move like a cat.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's called Pilates.
See, now here we go. Now you're cussing at me again. We've had this discussion.
There you go.
At my age, you start to get the back issue. If you're not exercising on a regular basis, I'm blaming it on the pandemic and all of that. My doctor told me to do Pilates, and I was like, who? And so I went and I tried to do it one day, and it was not a great experience. I haven't been back trying Pilates ever since. So I know I got to do better.
We got to go back.
Listen, I want to acknowledge in our questions one of our greatest supporters of the show. Carmen Taylor has a question, and let me just acknowledge the fact that she's been consistent in supporting this show. She supports it not only with her ideas and suggestions, because that's what we ask you guys for. Send us an email, give us some suggestions of what you would like to see. And she's done that. And she's been very supportive and very encouraging of the show. But not only has she done that, she's been very consistent in supporting this show financially. So thank you. Matter of fact, we want to give a round of applause. Thank you, Carmen Taylor, and anybody else out there who, you want to support. No amount's too small, and definitely no amount's too big. We'll put the information up there in a second, but right now I want to get to her question. She said, did I hear you mention choreography? I don't know what SP is, but for shows, what shows and how did you start? What shows are you? Yeah.
Great question, because that was one of our questions for today. So, thank you, Carmen.
Yeah, that is a good question. So I first started choreographing when I was still teaching at a small studio while I was transitioning from high school to college. And sometimes I don't consider those like I'm still a beginner at that. So I would say I started around like 18, 19 of choreographing for like dance.
200 years ago. Wow. 18, 19. Oh, 2018, 2019.
Yes,
okay, I got it.
2018, 2019.
All right, okay.
And then in college, I really wasn't choreographing a lot because I was focused on more performance. But then I choreographed a few solos for different Detroit dance festivals that I entered in. And those were really nice. And then I choreographed some high school pieces for a high school I used to work at, which is Arts Academy in the Woods. And then I think that's the last time I choreographed. Yeah. But choreography, I think that's a total different side of dance. And you have to either you grow into it and you want to do it or you just never want to do it. Because when I was little, I just always wanted to dance. I just always wanted to learn the choreography and do it. And then I grew into I want to see how this move looks on me, but also looks on somebody else. So then I wanted to be able to create and play out things that I wanted to see on stage. And I think that helped me get into choreographing a little bit more.
Okay. Well, listen, we're going to take a short break. And I want to, when we come back, I want us to talk about performances, and then I want to talk about, people who have children out there who are thinking about getting their children into dance. What things should they consider? Sometimes they put the child in dance to broaden their horizons, and the child don't want to dance. What do you as a teacher, instructor, do with that type of child? And then if a older person says, I want to get in dance, whether they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, what should they do? How should they prepare? There's a lot we want to talk about, we want to get into. So we want to be able to inform the people about this art of dance and what it's like performing, all that. We're going to talk about that all when we come back right after this.
Hey everybody, Vince Eliot saying thank you for tuning in. Real quick, I wanted to invite you to become partners with us and contribute to our success. Our success is your success. One way that you can do that is by subscribing to our YouTube page, The Vince Eliot. Click on the notification so that you are notified when we go live or upload new content. Secondly, please share this broadcast with your family, friends, contacts, Craig and them, Cud and them, share with everybody. Lastly, you can contribute to the success of the broadcast with a financial contribution of only $1.25 a week, $5 a month, or $60 contribution for the year by using the Cash App information that's on the screen, $ live with Vince Eliot. So thank you for helping us to bring information, education, inspiration, motivation, and yes, a few laughs to the world. Oh. Thank you. Hey everybody, it's Vince Eliot. Listen, if you or someone you know has information, education, inspiration, motivation, even if they can bring the fun and you think they would be a great fit for Live with Vince Eliot, we are always looking for interesting guests with interesting topics, whether they're in the arts or whether they're doing some form of business. We want to hear from you. All you got to do is contact us at thevinceeliot@gmail.com. You never know, you could be our next guest. We are back on Live with Vince Eliot. I am Vince Eliot, and she is
Erica Mack. She's laughing at C. Taylor.
We are here with Shanice Rollins. She is a movement artist. She teaches dance. She choreographs dance. She performs. She competes. She went to school. She has her BFA, her best friend. Her Bachelor's of Fine Arts. And she's here today talking with us about dance. This is our month of Black History, celebrating Black excellence here on Live with Vince Eliot. And so we want to highlight those who are in business, those who are in the arts, those who are doing all types of things with excellence who happen to be of African-American descent. So today it's all about dance. It's about the arts. And so we want to jump right back in. We want to take your questions. We want to hear from you and your comments. And I'm sorry. I just saw a comment I won't respond to. But listen, I want to get right back in and let Shanice tell us what I believe people want to know, and that is, what if you have a child that you want to get into dance? Is there some type of preparation? How should one go about that? What age should they start? All of those things.
Well, that's a good one.
Because you started at 3, right?
I started really young, and the people that I grew up, we all started kind of young. But I think it just depends. Like because they have classes for younger students to see if they're like really interested. Sometimes they're called like creative movement or like, I don't want to say baby classes because at their time they're kind of like toddlers, they're not babies, but kind of like creative classes to see if they can like hold focus, if they can catch on a choreography. And if they do a recital piece, can they be on stage and, not cry or run off stage and something like that. So if they start young. But I think one preparation is to like look into studios or anywhere that might offer dance classes. Because you need to find a space for it. And I know like now in the pandemic times, there are like more opportunities because there are a lot of stuff that could be virtual. So then you can be in your own home and still like have a dance class. Mm-hmm. So one thing is to find a space or a studio to have it at and to see what age range they do offer, because you may have a 3-year-old, but sometimes some studios don't allow children to come in until they're like 6 or 7. So then you have to look into those age requirements too. What else? What was the other part of the question?
What if the child
is being, the parent is like, you're going to learn how to dance, and they really don't want to dance. And you get there, they get there, and they just got, how do you deal with that?
Well, as a teacher, you still have to acknowledge that student. And I know sometimes it could be frustrating because you still have other students that are maybe like paying attention more, and like doing what you are asking them to do. So if it happens more than, I would say, 2 or 3 times, then you, as a teacher, I would go to the parent and say, hey, maybe this style isn't right for your student, and maybe they can try a different style. But even if they try another style and it didn't work, then that would have to be a conversation between the teacher and the parent to say, maybe this art or this dance isn't for them, and maybe they can try something else, because we don't really want parents wasting money, because dance classes cost. Some of them cost. Some of them could be free, but some of them cost. And the parents should know that, hey, your kid doesn't like my class, and they could try another class, but maybe
So
they just
nice.
have to try something else.
So nice how you put that. Maybe your kid doesn't like my class.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe they have to
there
go
you
to
go.
a different teacher.
I love it. Like, you just can't be like, your kid really sucks at this, and you probably.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that, because then you don't want the confrontation with the parents.
Like, go try baseball. That's what tell them after that. So when how important, like, when we're talking about working with kids and things like that, is technique with the individuals that you work with as they begin dancing?
Technique, I think, is really important, but I think it comes at a later age, because I mean, if you start dance really young, then your body is still, changing, you're growing and all these other things. So I think more so around like your preteen, teenage years, it gets more important, because like you kind of know your body a little bit, and it's able to do more than what you could do when you were a little kid.
Yeah.
But it also depends on which route or like which styles the student is in. Even hip hop has technique, but like it's different from a ballet technique. So then you have to either be in those multiple classes to learn all those techniques, or you choose and pick like which ones you're actually gonna go further into.
Is there a basic technique that crossed the line every dancer should know?
The answer that I would say is ballet. And I say that because as a kid, that is the style that helped me be able to learn other styles quicker, because it's so, I don't want to say like in a box, but it's really straightforward. Like you have to do this and that to get this certain type of shape, or it doesn't work, or it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of the hardest ones to learn, but it's really good discipline to transfer to your other styles.
Yeah. Discipline. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that my super duper producer, Deidre, and my intern, Sydney, both are dancers, and they have been, they're deep in the game. My producer, Deidre, has been dancing for years, and she teaches dance and choreographs and all of that. So this topic is right along her lines. And then my intern is, she's younger than you, but she's teaching dance, and she does, I don't know the styles. They just, they be moving, they doing movements. So I know they do different styles, but I'm not the one to tell you what kind of styles they do. All I know is when the music come on, they be dancing and they look like they know what they're doing. And so that's all. Now, for me, when I was in my 20s, not that long ago, and I was, I'm sorry, did I bring a smile to your face or because I said that? I don't know what. My 20s. I said not that long ago. You're supposed to keep a straight face when I say that. But anyway, I used to like to go to the club because, I like the music and the women. But anyway, I used to dance, right? And I would just be freestyling and doing whatever the music, told me to do. And I was pretty good at it. But then, after I stopped going to the clubs, it was like, my dancing moves kind of waned a little bit, at least according to my kids. You know, they in a teenage range, and they like, you might have been able to do something back in the day, but that's not it. Especially when I try to do their dances, it's just
try again.
Man, as a parent, once your child gets past about age 8 and they're no longer in awe of you, you can't do anything that young folks do, or else it's just like, if you try to do it, it don't matter how good you do it. It's just in their mind, you old and you ain't supposed to be doing it. So it don't matter. I mean, Kirk Franklin's kids are not impressed with him. LL Cool J, who was big and popular, his kids are like, your dad. So, that's just how it works. Anyway, so I want to know, what, if anything, should people do to prepare, whether it's your child or whether it's your, if you're older and you say, I want to get into dance, is there anything you should do to prepare to dance?
I don't think so. I
can give you an advantage. Like when I show up and I have never danced and I'm like, I think I want to do this as a hobby. Are you going to make me get into the competitions or what?
No, competition, not for if it's just a hobby. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier, like open classes or community classes where it has, like, I would say, different levels and it's not a technique straightforward class. Mm-hmm. Those are good introductions for people to prepare if they are interested in trying to learn dance. But competition, that's a whole nother ball game. That's like, you have to be in rehearsal every day or however many days. Serious. You have to be serious.
Don't even join the one that gets in the competition.
Competition, you want to compete because you want to win. So you have to be really good to win.
You got to audition. Do you have to audition to get in the ones for competition, or do they teach you and prepare you for competition?
I think that depends on the studio. Some studios you do have to audition to get on their competition team, or have to have been there for a certain amount of years and be in certain levels in order to compete.
Yeah, my producer says live, breathe, sleep, eat, dance. It's got to be oozing out your veins.
Yeah.
When you're going to be in the competition. Other question I wanted to ask you was cost associated with dance for, just to kind of learning the techniques as a hobby, something you just want to kind of broaden your horizons, because they say if you want to go into acting, you got to be a triple threat, right? You got to be able to dance, sing, and act. So if you just want to kind of get into dance, so you can have that in your bio, your repertoire, what kind of cost are we looking at to be in that, and versus a cost if you're going to be in competitions?
That's a good question. I think like the non-competition classes. I would say for a parent paying for a student, because they can either go like monthly, or like weekly. But like a class now, like my studio, I think is like $45 per class.
Per class. Okay.
Right. And classes are 45 minutes. So it's like $1 a minute.
Right.
But then you have to take into consideration how many classes is your kid taking. So if they're taking more than 2 classes, then that's, 45 times 2 or 45 times 3. But some studios might have a program or a plan where if you take a certain amount of classes, then, you might get like a little discount rate. Like you won't pay like the full amount of paying for all those classes because the kid wants to take it. But like, we want the parents to be okay with paying for it,
Yeah.
And then competition, I would say competition and recital, you have to make sure and pay attention to like, you have to pay for costumes. So like that is something to think about too, if your kid is going to be in more than one class or more than one competition dance.
Yeah, and I told you, my producer and my intern, they know very well. They chiming in on our back channel chat, and they're saying, "Yeah, you got to pay for travel, uniform, hotel, hair,
that's
makeup,
expensive.
All types of things." So yeah, it can add up. Yeah, wow. So I guess it's much like when you put your child on the football or basketball team too.
Basically, it's literally, I don't know I don't know. Some people don't believe that dance is a sport, but dancers use their body like any other athlete, if not more.
Yeah, yeah. You're
It
just not
is
getting.
not a
I would say
sport.
it's a sport.
It's
No,
not a contact sport. That's all.
It's not a
I
contact
agree
sport
with
at
Yeah.
all, but you are working. You are
Yes.
working.
No, you absolutely are. If I want to be professional, do I need to attend college?
Great question.
I would say no. I would say you don't need to, but also it also depends on um, which path you're going.
Yeah.
For me, I was really interested in being a part of like concert stage, like, Alvin Ailey, like big companies like that. And they really want you to have technique, and like, you don't necessarily have to come from a college, but you have to you have to look the part,
Yeah.
be able to do what they do. But say if you wanted to go on the other side, which is like more commercial, which is like, dancing for backup dancer for artists, or like being in music videos or commercials like that. That necessarily you don't have to go to school, but some of those dancers have what are they in, like talent groups? Like they have an agent that's, sending them to get go to auditions for bookings and stuff like that. So I don't think
Okay.
you need to go to college for dance if you want to be professional, but it depends on which professional route you're trying to take. Or you can make your own.
Is there a business side of dance that dancers should be aware of and know?
Hmm.
Ooh, business side.
Mm. Yeah, because you
Wow.
just mentioned the agent, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to be in
Yeah.
videos and stuff like that. So there's got to be a business side where it's like, I'm not dancing unless I get grapes and fruit juice, and I want the special shoes, and y'all gonna pay for them, and I have to be in at least 2 minutes of the video or something like that. And I got to get paid right. Is that how it works? I mean, I don't know.
There's a business side, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if dancers are making those type of demands. Like they just want to be there,
Right. They just want to they
do
shot.
their part, but
Yeah.
it's not a lot of those. Like it's not them making the decisions of what they're gonna be doing when they got hired to do a job.
Yeah. So now, so you're basically saying, like, if you're going to be in videos and things like that, if you're going to dance, well, back in the day, if you're going to dance behind Michael Jackson or Beyonce or something like that, you probably do need an agent. You're not just going to walk up.
Yes, your agent will
yeah.
talk about what your contract looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How many resets you get? This is it.
I want to ask you about, as we close out, one of your most memorable moments. I'm gonna let you give two if you got two. Two of your most memorable moments. They can be something funny that happened, embarrassing that happened, or it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing that either happened spontaneously or it just came together so nice. Or it could be a combination of all two or three of those things.
Okay. All right, I'll do a funny one first.
All right.
Because it's one that always is in the back of my mind when I'm dancing. So when I want to say I was about eight or nine, I was doing a recital and I was doing one of my tap pieces, and I was in the front, I was doing everything I needed to do, and then my shoe popped off.
Oh my goodness.
And I just stopped and I stared, like, what am I supposed to do? This had never happened before. And so I'm just like, what do I do? And I had a lot of family there. So one of my aunties was just like, keep going, keep going. And so I was just like, okay. So I kept tapping with one shoe on and trying not to kill my foot, the foot without the tap shoe, because I'm still trying to do these moves.
Right.
But, at the end of the dance, I had to, dance over and get my shoe up so I could go off stage, because we were on the floor that didn't have curtains or anything. So I had to scoop it up and go off. But, I got a lot of claps and a lot of love for that. And it made me almost a better performer. I was like, yeah, if anything goes wrong, you really just keep going. And that's really what they teach you, though. If anything goes wrong, you fall, you slip, your partner doesn't catch you, you keep going. You get up and you keep going. So that was really fun.
There was a popular song. I'm trying to remember the artist who said it.
just look at the crowd and say, I meant to do that.
Yeah,
I forgot who said
memorable.
that, but yeah, yeah, you just, some things you could play it off, they won't know, but some
Some
things,
things, right?
if you keep moving fast enough, maybe some people won't even catch it.
This is true.
No, yeah, you see that a lot in a lot of live performance, They don't always like most actors and actresses don't always know everything they're gonna say every time. And
Mhm.
they ad lib and they just be like, oh, that fit right in there. You're like, that was not the
Yep.
line.
All right,
So
so you
yeah.
said you had two. You said you had another one.
We said, let's see. I've had a lot of good memories. I performed so many times, but I would say this is one that's like really close to my heart. I in high school, for our graduation, because we were art school, we always had like showcases of, like the top people or like the selected people from each art group that got to display their work and at the graduation. So for my senior project in high school, I wanted to create a piece that would make me a top contender to be chosen to
Mhm.
perform for my graduation. And so I made it a mix of dance. It was a duet with me and my friend. I had two singers and a guitar player. So then I added like different arts to be a part of my piece. And so
Wow,
like we were all selected to do my piece for our graduation. And I was like,
nice.
this was one of my goals. And I was really happy. And we danced to I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. So
Ah,
it was a really touching moment for us.
you want to sing a little of that to remind everybody how it goes?
No. That's one thing I don't do in public.
Oh, is that right? So you saying you're not a triple threat? You're not going to act and sing and all of that kind of stuff?
No. I stay in
Wow.
my lane. I stay in my dance lane.
Well, you know what? I might have to get back into the dance game and we
You
can have a
should.
showdown. Me and you going at it. You know what I'm saying? You
I'm
don't
ready.
want none of this when it comes to the hip hop style, you know?
Okay. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, we might have to go live on
Wow.
Vince Eliot like,
Wow.
you don't want this. This ain't
I
what
don't
you
know
want.
what that was.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show tonight. Thank you,
Oh,
Shanice, for
goodness.
coming on and enlightening
Thank
us
you so
about
much.
dance. I'm sure
Thank you
there's
for
so much more
having
we could
me.
have talked about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just scratched the surface.
Going forever.
Maybe we'll have you back. I don't know. We'll see.
That would be great.
Yeah, we got to make sure we get the word out there sooner so we can have more of our viewers coming on asking questions. We always have more viewers than what we show on the live ticker there because people are popping in and out and all of that type of thing. So for weekly stretch classes, yeah, they can email you.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
We didn't talk about that. Thank you, Deidre. My producer's
Thank
always on the
you.
case. Yeah, so go ahead and explain to them what that's about.
So I wanted to provide a class. I'm working from home right now in my day job. So I sit at a desk all day. And I know like my mom and other family members, they needed to add more movement into their lives because, the pandemic has us all so chill, not wanting to do anything. But I wanted to provide a stretch class for people who are just looking to, find some mobility. If we're holding our phones like this all day, you want to stretch your neck back out or make your shoulders go back to where they should be and not curved in. It's really simple. It's only 30 minutes. But yeah, if anyone's interested, you can email me and I can send you the Zoom link. And it is Wednesdays at 6:30.
Is there a cost associated with it?
No, this one's for free.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
You take donations on that?
I did take donations. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Stretching on Wednesdays at what time?
6:30 p.m.
Eastern.
Eastern, yes.
It's Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You can get involved in a free weekly stretch class. Stretch out your neck from watching all them TikTok videos and Instagram videos and stretch your legs and arms, all parts of your body, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you're going to teach them to do it the safe way and the right way.
Yes.
From somebody who knows. All right. Well, I'm going to give you the last 30 seconds to say whatever it is you want to say to our viewers, and then we're going to close it out. We're going to ask for you to wait for us backstage after you have your last words. Go for it.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I hope that you were inspired or interested in dance, I would say if you're interested, go ahead and find a studio or a space in your area and go check it out. You know, it could be for fun. It could be if you want to take it more serious, you can keep going. But just know that everyone can dance. So
there you go. Everyone she maintains can dance. Yeah, we'll have that debate another time. I got somebody for you. All right. Thanks, Shanice. Hang out for a minute behind stage, and Eric and I will close it out. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We talked about the art of dance with Shanice Rollins. She is a movement artist, specialist, educated.
Way to kick off the month.
Yeah, kick it off with Black excellence in dance and the arts. Who knows what we'll have on next week? You have to wait and see. You see the promotion. So, Erica, you gonna get into some of that those dance classes?
No, anyway, I don't know so much about now, but back in the day, I aspired to tap dance, so I did do that for like 2 years, and that was pretty cool. I just like signed up and just because
how old were you when you did that?
I was like 23 or 24. When I took my first tap dance class. Yeah.
And you just woke up one day and be like, I think I want to tap dance.
No. I told you, I just enjoy the art of like she said, movement and dance and like just watching people and like, wow, how do you make your body do all that? So tap was one of mine, Savion Glover and many other tap dance people I just watched as a kid. And so I was like, one day I was just like, oh, I'm going to go try that. And so that's what happened. But until next time.
Boy, I'm forever learning about you. No matter how long I've known you, I'm still learning. All the things you've done. You just involved in so many things. Have you ever been a police officer or a firefighter? I mean, I just thought, I go ahead and ask that question just to get that out there. There's some things that you may not want to share about your past, so we won't go there. But real quick, I just want to remind everybody, if you're watching on the replay, thank you. Make sure you sign up on the YouTube page. Go to YouTube and search for The Vince Eliot. There you go. And make sure you hit the notifications bell. Oh, you know what I've been telling people? Make sure you like these shows because the algorithm works favorably for us if you like the shows. So like, smash the thumbs up, like it, and because that helps us to be able to have, a position where we can improve on the algorithm and, start to generate money to support this show. So hit the like button, hit the notifications button, of course, after you've subscribed, and then that'll help us out quite a bit. Also, go to our Cash App or go to Zelle. And if you want to be anonymous, you need to make that known in advance. If you want to be anonymous, let us know. We like to appreciate people who support this show. So I'm just assuming that people like to be acknowledged, and I will acknowledge you if you donate. So if you want to be anonymous, then you need to let us know that. So I want to acknowledge Flair. She didn't tell me she wanted to be anonymous. I want to acknowledge Damon Terrell, super duper musician, who also sold seed into this show. And there are others, Stephanie Hayes and so many others that I've probably acknowledged in the past. So I won't feel bad about not calling everybody every name tonight, Frank and all of those folks. So thank you guys for that, you who have given whatever you could, and those who will give or want to give. We know where your heart is, but we sure would like to see that Cash App ding and go off, and that Zelle or what have you, so we can put those funds to great use. Happy birthday to me, Erica.
Yes,
people can give. Birthday. They can give to the show in honor of my birthday that I've turned 32. Excuse me.
I was going to say 62.
Oh, really? Not even close to 62. Maybe we should make that a contest. Guess how old Vince is, but then that wouldn't be fair because some of the people know. Right. We'll figure something out. We're going to be doing some special things on YouTube. We'll talk about that next time. So
yes.
You definitely want to subscribe because some of the things that we're going to be putting up, you can only get if you're on YouTube. So in the meantime, while you're thinking about it, go ahead and send that $5, $10, $20, $50, $100 to the Cash App now while you're thinking about it, or to the Zelle, and we'll put that to good use. Other than that, Erica, what you got to say to the people?
Last words of the night. Remember that we're nothing without God, and this show is absolutely nothing without you. So remember to go like, share, and subscribe to the Vince Eliot on YouTube, and we will see you again next week at 7:55 Tuesday. Good night.
Peace. We love you.